So in the next series of videos we're going to be doing, I'm going to kind of give you a tool and you're going to try to do something with it. And we're going to start with a deeper dive into extrusion. So I'm going to we can just do any shapes. So I don't care what shape you're using. For these we can do that, we can do circles, whichever. So I'm just making my first sketch. I got a couple shapes, a couple areas, and I'm going to play with it from here. So we've done extrusions previously. Now when you have nothing in here, there's only one extrusion that you can do. I'm just going to make that like that. And the only extrusion that I can do is going to make a solid part. So I just made a solid part. If I click on the cube, I can drag it around. It'll orbit me around the solid part. And that's cool and whatnot. But now I want to do something with this. So let's say I wanted to make maybe this have a hole in it. There's a few ways to do that, but maybe I'll make it have a special shape. So I'm making a new sketch, angle this so you can see it, on the surface. And with this shape, I'll make it with lines. Very scientifically, accurately measure, make some sort of a wonky keyhole thing. There we go, weird keyhole thing. So that is my special shape that I want to punch out of it. So this is a new sketch, and if I finish sketch, so this is the second sketch, I'm going to extrude. It's going to kind of make like it's going to make a solid, and we did this when we did the puzzle cube project, but I want to do this differently this time. So now down here I want to bring your attention to this function called Boolean, and that just means what are we doing. So before we've done join, where it's add to this, but now I want to do cut. So I want to actually cut through it, and you can give it a distance, or you can drag it by hand if you want, so maybe you don't want to go all the way through. So maybe keep it like that. And once you say OK, now I can see that area that I just punched out. Alright, so another thing we can do, same thing with extrusions. Any flat surface that I can draw a 2D sketch on, that we're starting with kind of here, I can just draw something on. And maybe I'll draw a circle this time. This is not going to be the most interesting looking thing, but finish sketch. So I've got my circle. I'm going to do it a third type of extrusion. So I've modeled a solid, I've modeled or extruded a solid, extruded a hole, and now I'm going to extrude. I'm going to drag this in the other direction. Now it's defaulting to cutting through because I dragged it backwards. But the Boolean I'm actually going to select is intersect. So now it's going to keep just the part that is overlapping. And I can say OK. So now I can sort of see I made some really weird shapes, but from this angle you can see where that circle was cutting through it. And if I look in the front here, I kind of see the rounded edges. Create some very interesting compound edges too. So your only assignment for this is using the three types of extrusions, those three options. Try to make something. See what you can do with it. Let me know if you have any questions.